Kenya has been remarkably different from what I expected. Although I was expecting to see poverty and the disparity between rich and poor, it wasn't as extreme. It was more extreme than I thought it would be. We first landed in Nairobi, and it's quite a populated place. It reminded me of London a little bit. And as we drove further towards our compound where we're staying now in the Advanced Africa Hostel, we began to see more poor communities, and it seems to be a bit of a shock to me. Yesterday we went out, and for the first time I interacted with the local people. We went for a walk over yonder, and the kids were absolutely amazing. Like, it's incredible. They come up to you out of nowhere, and because they haven't seen Europeans before, they're all like, "Oh, hello, how are you?" And that was a bit of a shock to me, to be honest. Although I was sort of expecting it, you just wouldn't see anything like that in the UK. And the smiles upon their faces, just, I don't know, it sort of warms your heart, really. And we see kids like playing football with like big balls of string and stuff, and they appreciate everything they've got. That was really quite a remarkable experience. We went down into the town, I'm not sure of its name, and it's like the high street is like a dirt road, and people are selling their wares out of wooden shacks effectively, and everything's dirt cheap, but people seem to be happy with what they got. And again, the kids are just fantastic. Like, from out of nowhere they'll shout to you and wave to you, and are just generally really friendly, pleasant people. But we also got quite a bit of a shock yesterday, because there was all the highs of seeing the kids and their joy, and then walking along further along the roads, all the Kenyans started rushing over to like the main road, and we walked over there to see what happens, and there was this guy lying face down in a road who had been hit by a car with just blood around him. And it seemed fairly normal for the Kenyans, but for me it was really quite shocking to see, because cars were just driving around him and really couldn't care less, to be honest. We was talking to one of the locals who was asking us if this happens in England, and we was like, no man, like, never. And he was, I don't want to say chuckling because it wasn't a funny scenario, but he just seems very blasé about the whole incident, and it seems to be happening on a regular basis here. People are getting hit by cars, and because they can't afford like health insurance or the ambulance services, they don't get help, pretty much. Today we went for a tour of the city, and we visited a slum school. It's the second largest slum in Africa. And this guy is a remarkable guy. He set up a school that started off with just 7 children, and he's increased it over the years, and it now schools 500 children. It's a primary school. But these guys, like, their library is pretty much a shipping container, and they're completely stretched to resources. Like, they're begging for teachers. There's 12 teachers to teach these 500 kids, and this guy's done a remarkable thing with what he's did, because he's trying to empower the kids with their education, so they can get out the slums and hopefully make a difference in the world. It sent shivers down my spine, the speech he gave, to be honest, because, as I said, like, these kids, they want to learn, unlike the kids in England who quite more often than not couldn't care less about their education. These kids need to learn to be empowered so they can change their lives and their lives for their families, man. Like, it's incredible. Like, I've had a remarkable experience so far. All the volunteers are absolutely amazing, as are the representatives of Advanced Africa, and it's been an incredible experience, and I can't really put into words how I feel, to be honest.
Do you think it's a great concept?